The moment this song came out, they didn't even write it. Maroon 5 begged this guy to have his song because they knew he wasn't allowed to release it himself. You know Mike, he made nearly all of your childhood songs but never got the credit for it, but there was a reason for that. Mike was an artist himself, a big one at that. He dropped a song called Cooler Than Me that went triple platinum. He was only 19 years old, sitting in his college dorm room, recorded the song, released it, and didn't think nothing of it. But one night his boys wanted to go out to a party. He said no, he gotta stay inside and record. So they went to the party. They called him later on that night. Mike, your song is being played right now by the DJ. Everyone's getting lit. Next morning, he gets a call from his mom. She says, Mike, I love the song you made, honey, keep it up. Right after, he gets a call from Big Sean. He says, yo bro, you got a hit. So he thought, why not drop an album? Mike and Big Sean go way back. They used to rap together, hang out together. They were good friends. And when Big Sean started to blow up and got signed, Mike saw this as an opportunity that his dream really can come true. Jay-Z calls him up and says, hey Mike, sign to me and drop the album. But Mike says no because he feels like he could get a better deal signing somewhere else, which is what he did. So he finds another label and asks them to pay for the album. They said of course, he about to make us some M's. He starts working on the album, releases it, and it goes triple cardboard. Think of it like a graph. You know how they usually start off small and rise up to the top? Well, he started off huge and couldn't replicate the same success as Cooler Than Me, so it started to progressively go down. It's not that the songs were bad, it's just that they weren't as lit as Cooler Than Me. He had a song with Lil Wayne called Bow Chicka Wow Wow that went platinum, but we had higher hopes for it. But it's fine, it happens to the best of us. So by the time of his second album, which he worked on with Pharrell Williams, he first had to drop a hit single. This is because labels want you to first have a viral song before you put out your album. They expect that song alone to make up most of the sales and build the hype. So that's what he did. He released a single, but it underperformed. And because of that, the label refused to invest in his second album. They shelved him. Record labels usually pay for radio promotion, marketing, music videos, and without any of this, you're borderline cooked. So it was this unreleasable album, but on that album, he had some hits. Remember that song Justin Bieber wrote called Boyfriend? That was on it, except Justin Bieber didn't write it.
I had all these songs on this unreleasable album. If I was your boyfriend. But the songs were releasable if I didn't sing them. If I was your boyfriend, I'd never let you go. I would hear from other artists or other labels that would hear the songs and go like, I would die to sing this song. Or like, this would be my next single if you give it to me. So I'm kind of like, hey, this could either just stay on my laptop forever or I can let these other artists do an interpretation of the song. So I did that, and that's how Justin Bieber's Boyfriend came to be.
And it blew up, and Maroon 5 heard about this. They listened to his unreleased album and said, hey, that Sugar song you got on there, you don't need that for real. You can't even release it. You give that song to us, we'll put you in the music credits and all will be good.
Sugar from Maroon 5.
Is your version very different from theirs?
That one's pretty close, except for the bridge. Some lines in there about like my past. Adam obviously changed all those lines as he should have. The main juxtaposition is the same.
Mike was in a weird position because he only had two choices. Let Maroon 5 have the song or leave it in the dark where nobody will ever hear it. He gives it to them and it becomes their biggest song ever, wins Grammys, goes #1, but no one ever knew who Mike was.
You got me begging, begging, I'm on my knees. 'Cause I need you like the sky needs blue. 1 and 3 need 2 for sure. Baby, I feel like I lost my way, darling. Just one taste, I'm cured. Sugar, yes please. Won't you come and put it down on me? I'm right here. I need little love and little sympathy. Darling, show me good loving, make it alright. Need a little sweetness in my life. Sugar,
It's like knowing you did all the work on your school project, but your group member turns it in first. And his label only used him for making music for other people, and watching them succeed, he wanted out. So his label agreed to release him, but kept his unreleasable album. When he finally got free, he felt like everyone forgot about him. He went through depression, anxiety, and started abusing substances, but continued to make music. He was in the studio with a good friend of his named Jake Owen, and he's playing him a song and passes the guitar to Mike and tells him to play it. And Mike starts playing a song about the women in his life and starts mushing stories together and making up some things, and Jake just looks at him. Mike says, "What's wrong?" Jake says, "Well, why don't you just tell the truth? Why don't you just tell your true life and not just make up things?"
He's playing me a song on the guitar, and then he passes me the guitar and I play him a song, and he says to me, "You know, what's that about?" And I said, "It's about like different women in my past, and I mushed their stories together, and then some of it I just made up." And he had this look come over his face like he was trying to decide whether to tell me something or not, something that might upset me. He said, "Why don't you just tell the truth?"
And Mike's whole life was just revealed back to him in a different way. That things just weren't going good for him, and he's nowhere where he wanted to be in his life. He recalls himself smiling a lot and walking around appearing to be happy, but underneath was a deep sadness of grief. He would log on to social media every night reading comments that said, "Remember Mike Posner? What happened to him? He was hurting." And he was just stuck with that question replaying in his head over and over. And that's when his buddy Avicii hits him up to make some music. And while he was there, he asked Mike to attend his show in Ibiza. And while Mike was sitting in the crowd watching him perform, he recalls this as the lowest point of his life because he was sitting in the crowd and no one noticed or cared about him while he watched his friend live out his dream. Until a fan next to him offered him a pill that he took, and he later created "I Took a Pill in Ibiza" that was made out of depression and sadness. And it was his biggest song ever. And finally gave him another shot until he realized it wasn't about the fame and he learned to love himself. He didn't want to keep chasing this external validation from others. Shout out to me for using big words. He wanted to learn how to validate and love himself. Unfortunately, his friend Avicii passed away a couple years later after the song, and it's now sort of used as a memorial song. And to this day, he has the goal of putting out his unreleasable album, but only if the label agrees to it. He still makes music, but he does it for the right reasons now. He's also still active on social media, even reflected on the biggest song ever in one of his recent posts, where he rewrote the lyrics to his most popular song ever. On my 26th birthday, I wrote "I Took a Pill in Ibiza." 12 years ago, the song became popular several years after I wrote it. Today, I'm celebrating my 38th birthday. I feel proud to look at the song lyrics and know that none of them are true anymore. I've grown into a completely new man, one that I'm proud of. Check this out. The lyrics he wrote were, "One took a pill in Ibiza to show Avicii I was cool, and when I finally got sober, felt 10 years older. But F it, it was something to do. 38, I love myself more than ever, no longer doing ish that harms my body to try to get people to like me." And he rewrote all the lyrics.
I went back to Ibiza and got a hotel by the shore. And now I'm 12 years older and I'm 10 years sober, but Avicii isn't here no more. I went back to LA. I'm trying to start a little family. 'Cause all the things I was taking and decisions I was making had me headed towards tragedy. You know I just wanna live my life. You know I just wanna shine my light. You know I just wanna give what I got to the world and then go back home. 'Cause I only get this one life, so I think I'm gonna give my life up to God, 'cause he's got me back on stage singing. Got me back on stage singing. Oh, I know love songs. I love songs. Love songs.
If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and keep following me along this journey. I love you guys so much. We're a family, and if no one's told you this yet today that they need you, just know that we need you.